Hello, I'm Brandon Doyle, and this is my week 6 assignment of Pump Shotgun Armor 218. Today is January 3rd, 2026. Let's get started. All right, now we're going to use a micrometer for the protrusion test. We're going to use this, and we're going to measure this before we do it, so we get a baseline. Right. All right, let's see. Okay, 6.27. So, 0.627 of an inch with this. All right. 0.627. All right. Now, actually do this. All right. Now, as you see, we got it protruding over here with a little jig I just cut together using a little punch pin, and make sure this part is protected with a paper towel by Scott. All right, we're going to push this first. Up against there. All right. All right. Now we got a little protrusion. Now, this should have an increase to this. Now that we got this pushed out, this should have an increased measurement between 0.05 and hundredths and 0.06 hundredths. So anywhere between that is where we need. All right, now we got, okay, 0.7 13th thousandths. All right. Okay. All right. Now, do a quick math. 0.713 minus 0.627. That is a small amount of improvement more than it should be. Yeah, yeah. The firing pin might be out of specs. All right. Well, after getting the measurements, and looking back on my lecture, the firing pin that he had was protruding 0.065 more out, and mine is protruding 0.86 thousandths. So, yeah, that's quite the difference. Um, Mine might be out of specs. I'm going to have to consult with my teachers to get a better understanding to see if this is actually correct, because the firing pin itself, the diameter of it should basically tell you how much protrusion is happening. And, well, without seeing how it was done, I wasn't sure how or where the measurements were going, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it without knowing myself. So, there's a possibility that this firing pin might be out of specs, and I'll have to get that fixed. But again, talk with my teacher. Anyway. All right. Now, as you see from the shotgun over here, it is the Rock Island Armory shotgun, all generations 12 gauge pump action. Now, I have this completely taken apart. As you can see, the trigger assembly, bolt, completely taken apart. Everything, including the magazine spring, the follower, and the plug that is in the tube. All right, let's get to work. All right, now we got second. Chaser and second. All right, that's on. Magazine. Yeah. Follower. Hopefully this doesn't take me another 24 hours to find. All right, now to finish up the reassembly. First, check follower, nothing in the follower. All right, all right. Let's do a quick cycle check. Again, nothing in the follower, nothing in the chamber. Let's try snap cap. Working well. All right, and that is the assembly of the Rock Island shotgun. And now time for part 3. Oh, yeah, forgot a little choke. Gotta add that quick. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in the follower. Okay, gonna add this little modified choke to it. Reassembly. That's good machining. It's turning in there nice and smooth. Machinist really did a good job. It's in so nicely. All right, that completes reassembly. All right, one key concept I'd have to say that really intrigued me when I was learning about it in my lecture was the fact that in the shotgun platform, there's not much of a difference in functionality between the manual and automatic, other than one uses the operator to manually work it, and the other uses the owned recoil or inertia or energy from the spent casing, whether or not it's the gases, pistons, or inertia. It it functions through the cycle of operations very similarly, and that I find very interesting because when I was younger and I didn't know much about guns, I thought they all worked so differently, and yet the more I learn about guns, the more I learn there are barely that many differences between them in terms of how they function. And it just goes to show you, the more you learn, the more you realize we're all sharing blueprints. But anyway, that'll be all for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and take care, and God bless.